Hello, everyone, and welcome to Earp Sister Feels, episode number 8. My name is Kevin Batchelder, and on this video, I'm going to be discussing the Wynonna Earp Season 2 premiere, Steel Bars and Stone Walls. Welcome back for those of you who've been watching all along, and for new viewers, great to have you here with us. I put these videos up for a couple of days and allow folks to share their video comments on this particular episode, the Earp Sister scenes in it. And then once that's done, I put all the comments together and post this final video up on YouTube. It's a lot of fun getting feedback from many of you. Everybody's welcome to join in. You don't need any special app or anything. As you'll notice down below this video, you'll see a button that says record or reply. Just tap there. And you can record a video, play it back, make sure you're comfortable with it, and then save it, and send it off to me. And then after a couple of days, I put all those comments together so we have a nice set of feedback from the community, which is what makes it so much fun for me. And these go up on YouTube, and then you can watch them from there. Playlist I got set up, so if you're coming in late, you can catch up on all the ones we've done so far. It's a great way to keep us all on the same page here during hiatus, leading up to Season 4. All right, as we said, this Season 2 premiere, so we're going to have quite the season. As we know, lots of great Earp Sister stuff in Season 2, and we start off pretty good here. Loving that we pick up, just moments after the end of Season 1. Great to have Doc and Waverly, and then Wynonna coming in, taking out the Demon, and kind of resetting the board here as we're going to go into Season 2, so it's some good stuff. Not much in the Earp Sisters there in that very first scene, other than great to see them together and have a little bit of our hero walk with Doc. We get some more stuff, though, once a little later in the episode, we end up back at the homestead after Wynonna has encountered Eliza, and we're hatching our plan on what we're going to do to get dolls back. Really nice scene with them, and Nicole and Doc's there as well. Some good exchanges. We get the really funny line from Waverly here when Wynonna's the one kind of recapping new viewers with how many revenants are left after what she's killed off, and the whole, oh, you did math. Just so cute. Love that one right there. But the really touching one in this episode is not long after, since everybody's been commenting about how Wynonna hasn't stopped. She probably, hasn't slept or anything after she had to kill Willa. And I love that Waverly kind of takes her aside there in the bedroom and literally says she doesn't even know, you probably don't even know the last time you slept or ate or applied deodorant. And it's a very touching scene, Wynonna is still stay the course, got something to do, got to get dolls back and all, and not really dealing yet with what happened with Willa, I don't think. But it's nice to see Waverly trying to take care of her there. So it's pretty important stuff. And then the other time we have them together is we play out the whole episode with breaking out dolls and all when the gang basically gets caught by Lucado and everyone there. So they're all, concerned, worried. Lucado's got the gun on them. When she points the gun towards Waverly, we love how Wynonna just literally jumps right in front of her to protect her. That hits you right in the feels there. So nice to see her protecting him and try to figure out what's going on. Moody eventually comes in, as we know, and kills Eliza, but, we have the blood oath to go forward for what's a lot that's going to go on in this season. So good stuff there. And then the other big scene, certainly for me, as we get towards the very end of the episode, when they're back at the homestead on the porch, beautiful Calgary in the background, talking about what they have to do, and they have to take care of demons and all, but then Wynonna, has the great line about saying, I really only have one job now, and that's keeping my baby sister safe. Oh, man. Knowing what's going to come in Season 2, wow, that's some great stuff there. And then them, along with the music, you see them walking down, off the homestead, right past the Earp mailbox. Ooh, get chills. Just get chills thinking about that and watching that. Great stuff there. So, good start to Season 2. We're going to, as you know, a lot more great stuff coming. So feel free to share some thoughts as we kicked off the season here on the videos. We love it. We love all your comments, be they video or Twitter, Facebook. We're having a blast. So keep it coming. I hope you folks take care.
Hi. So Season 2, season premiere. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my favorite Earp Sister Feels moment in this episode. And that was when Waverly and Wynonna are in the bedroom and they're speaking about the situation with Wynonna having killed Willa and basically how Wynonna has been holding up. And it is such a sweet moment to see Waverly hug Wynonna and to see Wynonna willingly accept that hug because in the past we've seen Wynonna kind of resisting physical displays of affection at times from her sister when it's been initiated by Waverly. Wynonna seems to not be super comfortable with being vulnerable and with being comforted when it comes to her and Waverly. But here, we see the continuation of that shift, which we saw in the past few episodes where Wynonna is sort of starting to break those walls down, and be a little bit more vulnerable with her sister. And it was just so nice to see Wynonna initially accept that hug from Waverly without any resistance, and for a brief moment just allow herself to be just comforted and supported by her little sister. And again, Mel and Dom, they say so much in the scenes they have together with just their eyes and their faces. And, I love watching any kind of emotional scene they have together because it's just everything. They are a dynamic duo. So yeah, back to that hug. It was wonderful to see Wynonna let her guard down for a brief moment, but then as quickly as it comes, it's gone. Seconds later, when it's like Wynonna realizes that she just let her guard down, and she snaps back into big sister mode, protector mode, and she puts some space in between her and Waverly, and she tells Waverly that she needs her to be okay, and essentially doesn't want to drag Waverly into her mess. So again, that was one of my favorite scenes of the episode because I just love watching Wynonna start to break down those barriers between her and Waverly, and just watching their emotional scenes together. All right, bye.
Hey, Jill here, Nedley's office. So yeah, the premiere of season 2. Woo! A lot to talk about, but I think I'm gonna restrain myself, try to at least, on one major theme that I think Kevin also hit on, which was the protectiveness of Wynonna for Waverly, but I also think for Waverly for Wynonna. There were two really big scenes where both of the sisters declared that the most important thing they had to do was protect the other. For Waverly, she was this was in the barn with Nicole, and she had, she got a little googly-eyed, and wielded an axe to cut off the head of of the whatever that thing was that came into the triangle. But when Nicole kind of confronted her and said, "Hey, what are you doing? You got to warn me about these things," Waverly said, "I promised my sister I wouldn't, and the most important thing I need to do right now is protect her." And then, of course, obviously, at the very end, as Kevin pointed out, Wynonna said the most important thing she had to do was to protect her sister. So yeah, a lot of, parallel Earp Sister feels going on right in this episode. Just a couple of other really kind of minor things, but things I found really wonderful was that scene when Waverly and Wynonna are together in the bedroom, and when Waverly confronts Wynonna and asks her when was the last time she slept, et cetera, et cetera. And there's this really super quick dialogue that expressed so much in so few words. When Waverly said, "Hey, you killed our sister," and Wynonna said, "Yeah, that sucked," and Waverly said she sucked, and Wynonna just went, "Hey," and there was just so much there conveyed by so few words, and then they hugged it out, and you gotta love that with the Earp sisters. They hug it out at the end. They had different opinions on things, Willa in this case, but in the end, the thing that's most important is the other one. And the other scene I want to point out is actually the when Waverly was caught in the kitchen with Nicole, and then Doc asks her, how you holding up, and Waverly's only thought is, well, Wynonna hasn't even stopped. She hasn't even slept. And Doc, wanted to say, what about you? But again, it's this Waverly, the world, the context of every question, the context of everything she thinks about is Wynonna. And so that was just another really wonderful moment. I cannot wait to go on and talk about more Earp Sister moments as season 2 and then season 3 progresses. Once again, thanks, Kevin. All right, bye.
All right, just a couple quick things that I wanted to say about season 2, episode 1 for Earp Sister Feels. One of like the huge things comes towards the end of the episode, when guns are being drawn at BBD, and Wynonna has sort of already like kind of blackmailed herself, and then like very prominently stands in front of Waverly and kind of freaks out a little bit. After the whole episode of them talking about how she hasn't rested and how she hasn't laid down or, eaten, showered, etc. We like finally see her like break a little bit emotionally and like let everything kind of hit her. And I think it's pretty poignant that it comes, that happens because of Waverly's safety. Now, one of my favorite things in the whole series happens in this episode. And I briefly spoke about it in episode 104, when Wynonna and Waverly have that first scene together where Wynonna, it's like right after the barber, and Wynonna says, "Isn't this where you tell me you love me too?" And Waverly doesn't say it back. And in 201, we finally hear Waverly say, "I love you." And it's briefly after the team has met Eliza, and Waverly takes Wynonna aside to sort of just like assess how she's doing as a human. And Wynonna begins to doubt herself again, which again is like her most vulnerable feeling. So she's feeling like she doesn't really have much control. And she's questioning why she even has involved Waverly. And Waverly says, "It's because I love you." And Melanie's face during that scene, if I were clever, I would put the two faces next to each other, the time that Waverly doesn't say "I love you" and the time that Waverly does. And it is golden. Just breaks my little heart. But at least this time in a good way. And it just like it wraps up all of the tension from season 1 and all of their growth. And we start this season with that. And it's literally like my favorite thing in the whole series is like getting to hear that. Obviously at the end of the episode, we get like, it all comes to fruition, and Wynonna says that her only job is to protect her baby sister, essentially. And I think that is a good foreshadowing for like the whole series really, but especially this season and all of Wynonna's decision making. And you can sort of see where she goes from like having two options and always choosing Waverly, which is wonderful. So there are some really fun Gooverly episodes coming up, so that's gonna be interesting. Thanks as always, and I can't wait to hear everyone's responses.